Hey everyone, welcome back to the Com Check. Tonight on Comms, you got me, Gemma, and you got
Maria Miller. What? Yeah, we're here
what
again. Here again
in the
at the
house.
same time as last week. Super late
Mm-hmm.
at night and super
Five
late
o'clock.
afternoon. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, especially when you're in Australia.
It's
So
always five
cheers to
o'clock.
that. Cheers to that. Yeah, so we're gonna talk about some things. Today's theme of this episode is knowing your worth in this industry. It is something that I feel is very important, especially in our early 20s. Which both Gemma and I are both. You're turning 23 soon, right? You
Yes,
just
it's my
turned. Yeah,
birthday
you,
this week.
oh my
Mm-hmm.
gosh, she's turning 23. I just turned 23.
Whoop, whoop,
We're
whoop.
both pretty young in this industry while also working professionally and have been for the past couple of years. So we're just going to talk about, I guess, our experiences with that and what we want to pass off to the younger folks who are kind of trying to break into the same world that we live in. All right.
Yeah.
Perfect. So, do we want to start with some recent theater news? I don't know. Do you have anything from the world of Australia? Well, you're on
No.
tour. Do you
I
do you
am
want
on
to share
tour.
that?
Yeah, I've been on tour with Sydney Dance for the past like week. So Sydney Dance Company, touring a show called Club Origami. It's all about paper and play and movement. Great little show. Was sadly my last show with it today. So feeling very bittersweet about that because I've technically been on the show sporadically for a year now. Um, so bit sad to see it go. But yeah, it's been a it was like my first show that I got in Sydney. So it's like kind of like letting go of that like first Sydney gig. It's like, oh, how does this feel? But no, I love working with Sydney Dance. They're awesome. And this company is amazing as well. There's just five of us, and I think that's really sweet. I've kind of like that's kind of like become my niche in Sydney. It's just been like very small companies where I am tech. So that's like a lot of the shows that I've worked on. I genuinely haven't worked on a company bigger than 12
Wow.
since I got here. How odd's
Dang. That
that?
is like the
Yeah.
dream. I love small crews and shows.
Yeah, small
That's fun.
crews and shows where I'm like thriving at the moment, which is great. No, I lie.
Mm-hmm.
I did a bigger show than 12.
Oh,
It was 12 crew, but like everything else, that's the one outlier. Everything else has been like 12 or less.
yeah. So with a show based with, I guess, the whole theme is like origami. Do you guys have like a really high consumable budget of like paper? Like, do you guys have to throw away paper every single show?
Yes and no. So the whole thing of the show is that there's this massive paper mountain at the end that kind of just gets thrown and tossed everywhere. Um, we recycle all that paper, but we also reuse the paper as much as we can for each show. So like at the end of each show, there'll be like three new rolls added to this mountain, and this mountain can get up to like at one point it was 20 kilos worth of paper just sitting in a corner. I'd highly recommend going and checking out my Brisbane vlogs that I did on TikTok because that has many shots of me cleaning up paper, and that's the show that I just finished here. Um, Great little show, great little music. So we originally we got it from the UK. So a UK company came over, taught us, and then we've just been given the reins, which has been great. And yeah, it's been a really sweet show. And then tomorrow, you'll like this. I'm getting flown from Wagga Wagga to Melbourne. I'm just gonna say
And
that again
you
with a
and
completely.
you and you tell me that our words are weird. This is prime example. This Zupa Dupa and many others are the reason, I don't know.
That's the reason why you
This
can't take me seriously.
constant conversation between us. She's like, "No, we don't say anything weird." And then you're like, "Yeah, I'm leaving Wagga Wagga." And I'm like, "I don't know what is up with y'all.
I don't
What's in the
know.
water out
Wait, so
there?"
I'm getting flown. That's the
Yeah.
closest airport right now because I am in regional New South
Oh, it's
Wales.
it's a major
Um,
city, Wagga Wagga.
it's not a race. It's just a city. It's funny hearing you say it because your accent makes it sound funny.
You want me to speak with an Australian accent? No, that's not today.
No, okay, no, I want to hear you say it now. Say Wagga Wagga.
Wagga Wagga. Wugga wugga. Oh no.
And that's our clip for TikTok for next week.
Okay, before I offend any more Australians, I did see recordings and like little snippets of your show from like the past year. Do like origami wires, is that like a props thing? Like, are your props people
Yes.
okay? Are they
Um,
okay? Are your props
they're
people
fine.
okay? Are they just sitting
It's
there like
me.
folding like cranes all day?
It's me, and it's not
Oh my
cranes, it's
god.
penguins.
Oh my
I can now
gosh.
I can now do a like a paper penguin in like a
Yeah.
minute.
Oh my gosh. I
That's the skill I have.
yeah. Ugh, when I was in school, like growing up, I
I can do
used
it with this
to
tissue.
how fast can she do it?
Hold on, we're not timing this. Just keep talking.
Yeah, I used to like make little paper frogs nonstop. Like I make armies of them more than once. I don't know why this was
That's
something I'd
great.
like to do, but
I don't know
yeah,
how
I
well
had
this is gonna
fun with
work with the
that.
tissue. It'll work, but not
It's
well.
taking her a while. I didn't check the time. Oopsies.
No, that's okay.
Penguin. I
But
love
yeah,
penguins.
so I'm like we're going out for drinks tonight just to kind of celebrate my
Mm-hmm.
um last show. And then we leave where we are at the moment to go to Wagga Wagga. And I get flown out to Melbourne, and then in Melbourne for a week with a show called Masterpiece, and that's my other favorite show, which is the show with the clowns.
Yes.
I say clowns, but they're not really clowns. They are clowns, but it's like clowning rather than like a honk honk sort of sit. And I have to make sure I keep explaining that to people because people don't realize that clowning's a thing,
Right.
which is a weird thing
Right.
to explain because I'm like, it's
Yeah.
like miming, but it's also not miming.
It's not like
Um,
circus clowning. It's like no, I
yeah,
know legitimate people who have gone to school for clowning. Like have
yeah, no,
master's
these guys
degrees in
have.
it. Yeah.
I don't think they have a master's degree, but they definitely have something. Shout out Ray and
Mm-hmm.
Will, you're great. So I
Yeah.
get to do that next week over my birthday, which will be so sweet because I genuinely, I've never actually had a performance on my birthday before. So this is going to be a nice, new, fun experience for me. Um,
That's always been my
and
dream. I've only ever had tech. Recipes.
yeah, no, same. I've had rehearsals. I've had rehearsals. Have I had tech? No, I've just had rehearsals on my birthday. And then, yeah, rehearsal, like I had the only other day that I've had like I'm also trying to fold still, and it's not turning out very well because I am folding with a tissue.
Oh my
Um,
gosh. So, with this in mind, with how many paper penguins you see, it took time. It took time for her to get there.
it's also because I'm folding a bloody
I
tissue.
know. I just like to imagine you like spending like 20 minutes per origami piece.
No,
At that rate,
gosh,
I
I
hope
know,
you'd
I'm
be being
faster than
paced by
that.
the hour. Yeah. Um.
See, there you go.
Oh.
I told you, it's a
Gemma,
tissue. Choose your next words very wisely.
that's beautiful, Gemma.
Thank you. There you go. That's a bit more shapely.
Hey, that's a penguin, if I've ever seen one. And I did see one at the San Diego Zoo last week.
How was the San Diego Zoo?
Oh, it was amazing. I went for 3 hours and I only got to see like half of it. Like, but truly though, like after 3 hours, I was pooped. And I didn't do the bus tour like most people recommend. Um, I think you need at least like 6 hours there. But I had a show to go
No,
to, and
100%.
I was so
Fair.
tired during that show. So tired. It was good
Yeah,
though.
so
I
you
got to
did
see
spend
penguins.
3 hours walking around a zoo. I've been to Australia
I
Zoo.
saw Gemma. I
Slaps.
saw Gemma at the zoo. Yeah. We were
Dare I
hanging on a
ask in what
tree.
exhibit? Yep.
The koala exhibit. Yeah, I don't know what you were
There we
doing
go.
with the koalas.
Yeah, just hanging
The
out, being
koalas.
there.
The koala.
Koala.
Koalas. I don't
I
know.
can't wait until someone makes a supercut of you trying my accent because it's really funny.
I can't wait until someone makes a super. I see. The thing is, I get it like mixed up with the whole British accent thing. I used to be a lot better
Yeah,
at the
no.
whole Australian thing when I like actually studied accents and dialects, which was a time of my life. But I'm no longer in that position at the moment, so
I was about to
yeah.
say, did it go downhill since meeting me? Is that
Well, no, I just know I got a job, got really busy,
Yeah, no,
and
fair.
I didn't have much disposable income in the past year, like money to take classes, and that didn't stop me from going on crazy adventures. I was talking about this with my partner today. I was like, my mom was always terrified of me traveling because I travel all over, like at the weirdest points of times. Like I just did a drive overnight to Death Valley National Park, which is like two
I
and a half
did
hours
see
away.
that.
Yeah, middle of the night to go stargazing, and like you think that me being on a tour full time would stop me, but no, it really just gives me the funding to go on crazier adventures. So
Exactly. Exactly. On a zoo note though, I have been to Australia's zoo. I've met the
yeah.
Irwins. Mm.
Oh.
Um, yeah.
Right, you talked about the Irwins. I can't remember if it was on camera or if it was not on camera. I feel like it was during a
I
podcast. I
don't
don't know
know.
if it was one of the. It might have been one of the
Probably.
unreleased. Anyway,
Yeah,
in
you did.
recent theater news, circling back, I just saw something
Circling back.
online. I saw something online today about Trisha Paytas being cast in Beetlejuice on Broadway.
I
Did you see
saw
that?
that. Oh,
Did you see? I was
what?
like, what? Um,
Wild.
yeah, I've seen both sides of the excitement, and I've seen ups and downs of it. I mean, Beetlejuice is on Broadway for 13 weeks, starting soon. At the Palace Theater. The Palace is a very nice theater. I saw Tammy Faye there, which was quite the show to
Wild.
see there. Yeah, with its like 3 weeks open. It's a very nice theater. Really nice bathrooms. That was what I took away from it. Because I was also doing another event that shared the bathrooms with the theater. So, I don't know why that's the first thing I think about the Palace Theater on Broadway, but
So
um,
fair.
I mean, I've worked with the Beetlejuice tour before. I was like a hair local for them once 2 years ago or whatever. So it's a lot
Love.
of the same touring cast, some recasting done there, but it's definitely a good one. I've never seen it, but it sounds really great. So,
That's all you
I was
need.
just
That's
saying,
all you need.
when you're doing hair, you don't really have much time to see the show half the time because you're just kind of at
Yeah.
the hair table. Yeah,
That was like me with producers earlier this year. I got
yeah,
wildest, like, what is it, was 72 hours of my life. I end
mm-hmm,
up being called Saturday midnight, being
yeah,
like, hey, no, actually, I was texted. I lie. I was texted, and we might have called anyway. I was texted being like, hey, um, can you come in for a Sunday matinee, learn the show, because I've pulled my back out and I need you to be super swing right now. So not even 12 hours later, I am at the theater learning producing the plot, which is like
mm-hmm.
bonkers. It's a lot of like moving stuff. And
Yes,
then I did the show Monday night. Wild.
yeah,
Loved the producers. Everyone was so nice to me and was so like helpful of just being like, okay, this
yes,
needs to be there, this needs to be there. It was so, I
mm-hmm.
have so much respect for that entire company. They're all
Yes.
amazing. But then I finally got to see it because they did another season elsewhere, and I was like, oh, those were the noises that that guy was making. It makes sense now because I can actually see it. Um, because like I knew of producers, but I'd never like actually like seen it or heard it. Like I knew what it was all about. I knew about the interesting stuff that happens later in the whole plot of you know what, but I just don't want to get censored right now. I knew all about all that, and I knew about the red flag galore that it is. Um, so, but I hadn't actually seen it. So, like, learning the show as I'm like learning the show for the first time. Wait, that didn't make any sense. Like, trying to learn the plot as I'm trying to also learn the plot of the show at the same time. Wild.
Mm-hmm.
It's the second time that I've done like an emergency swing thing because I did it for Sweeney Todd when I was in at Whopper as well. That was also fun. That was a call from the production manager being like, "Hey, you're a production manager," saying to me, "You're a production manager on another show. I know you're not doing anything right now." And I was like, "Yes, I'll come help." So emergency ASM swing on that as well, which is just so much fun. We should
Yeah.
probably get onto the topic of what we're actually supposed to be talking about today.
One more thing
Because,
about swings.
okay, go.
As someone who is currently on tour as a tech swing, actually, no, I feel the same way of the whole like. I mean, there was like 2 weeks ago I got a call like from our head carpenter being like, hey, surprise, you're making your carpentry debut tonight. And like carpentry is like the hardest track in our show because of a lot of heavy scenery pieces and push sticks and everything galore. So it was stressful. Kind of the same situation though. Everyone was super supportive. It was really great. But now I'm currently learning my fourth track on this show. So I think we'll have up to like 7-ish, maybe more. We'll see. But I've done that. I can't even count how many times I've swung in, both from like I've gone from being in crew to swinging in on cast and being in cast. No, I haven't gone from being in cast to swinging into crew. Mostly crew to swinging into cast. I've done that more than once on more than one show. And then I've also done I've gotten calls day of. And actually that's how I did Beetlejuice actually, was I got a call that day being like, hey, can you be a hair local? And I was like, what? First time ever doing hair, but sure, I guess, you know. Things like that.
Yeah.
I
I
think
mean, like,
some of
I've
my
had to
wardrobe gigs
read
too.
in. I've had to like read in for people. That's always entertaining. It's me just being there with the book, being like, "This is the line that the other character's supposed to be saying next to you, but I'm down here on my little like, I'm down here and you're all the way up there, and you're talking and singing, and I'm just gonna speak the lines that is supposed to be sung because I can't carry a tune for the life of me." Um,
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no, I've told myself at this point I'm lucky to get a rehearsal. Like I so rarely get a rehearsal that when I was sitting in tech for this show, it felt so weird. But normally, I mean, I've always just gotten the sheet, just did it, you know, and it's been
yeah,
terrifying, and I've almost had a heart attack every single time. But you know, we just do the job, you know. Swing life,
that's how
baby.
we gotta do it. Swing
Love
life.
it, love it.
Yeah,
All right,
love it.
episode topic time. Knowing your worth. Here we go. Lots to go and talk about here. Um, who wants to start? I mean, we got some examples of our own stories,
Yeah.
where we really kind of had that realization moment and like kind of learned a little bit about ourselves and about the industry as a whole. So I don't know who wants to start. We should go first.
You've got way more than I have. And I'm very, very
Yeah.
lucky to say that. In the way of like, I'm really lucky that the shows that I've been on in the past like 24 months, I've been really lucky to just be respected on. Um, and through a variety of just like secondment and placement and like being a like I haven't actually ASM'd this year. Well, I've ASM'd on producers, but like I've really just stage managed and technicianed through the thing, but I haven't had too many experiences where it's like I'm feeling undervalued, which I'm really lucky to say. And yeah, that's what I'm going to say on that. So I'm going to let you take the lead on this one because I know
Yeah.
some of what's coming.
Oh God. So big story here. I mentioned in the last episode, actually, I talked about, well, we were catching up on everything that happened in the past year. I talked about my second tour that I did, the last one back in March. And that was the one I actually ended up leaving early. I'm not gonna say too much about what kind of show it was, what it was, but it kind of like what happened there is pretty much applicable to so many productions out there in the world. And that's the unfortunate part of like I was physically like health wise breaking down. And I know that this is not the only production that is like this, but it was a bus and truck tour, which it basically means that you're living on a tour bus. You're loading in and out almost every day. Sometimes if you're on a bigger show, it's you get more lucky. You get to be there for 4 days or a full week or whatever. The show is more so on the side of like one-offs, which is basically in show out every single day, 16 to 18 to 20-hour day every single day, sometimes 6 days a week. And in your head, if you're thinking, wow, that's super inhumane and you can barely get 24 hours of sleep in a week, you are correct. And truthfully, I don't think there is a humane bus and truck tour that is like a 6-day week, 5-day week, even 4-day week load in show out. And this was proven with some shows. I think a couple seasons ago, there's like some companies out there that are only allowed to load in 3 times a week now because of too many complaints filed with their company on health like things that have happened, like injuries that have happened, like so many injuries happen. I am so sick of people saying that if you can't handle it, you shouldn't do it, because of the fact that like touring has changed so much over the past 50 years. Shows keep getting so much bigger, and they try to squeeze in as much as they can in as little time as possible. And the mentality is that you can just pay someone off for doing anything. It's like, oh, they don't get sleep, well, we'll just give them a fee. You know, they don't get to eat, oh, well, they just get a meal penalty. That's bullshit. Like, that is straight up bullshit. I think that we just need to say no. I think we need to just start to basically have hard corners. Like, there are some unions out there that are like, no, you straight up cannot ask someone to come in 8 hours, like less than 8 hours between the end of their call and the start of the next call. But there's nothing that says that for stagehands. And that, I think, is crazy, because people can just get worn to the ground, and basically a company will always pay. If it is a multi-million-dollar company, even billion-dollar company, they will always pay to get exactly what they want done. But they will never pay for more people, which is like, I don't know. It's crazy. I have a lot of very strong feelings about this. But anyway, that last tour, I lasted a month on that tour, and I've kind of learned about myself personally, health wise. I cannot do bus and truck. I get really terrible nosebleeds. I got very, very sick. And a lot of it is stress induced. And, on this tour particularly, I felt like I could not step away, and I never felt like I could rest in the position that I was in on that tour. So that's why I left. It was a very hard thing for me to leave, because I always have been told that you should never break a contract early, XYZ. But, I kind of made a list of reasons why I was leaving. I talked to a whole handful of people. Every single person I told me that I should leave. And,
Yeah.
and that,
I think
and
me
hearing,
included at that point.
right. And hearing that from so many people that have toured before, like, that are like professionally on Broadway tours right now, like it meant something to me. I was like, I didn't feel like I was making the wrong decision. And just to have their support really felt great for me, because I felt so bad at the time, but I could barely stand. My nose was gushing blood multiple times a day. I couldn't eat because I hadn't eaten in so long. Like, we were not allowed to eat. We were not allowed to sleep that much. Like, it was torture, legitimately torture. And like, I like remember like the night that I left, I straight up, like, first of all, I texted my therapist, or I emailed my therapist, and I said, like, however many open slots you have this next week, I will take all of them. Uh, Second of all, I was in bed for almost like multiple days in a row, like near hospitalization. And I was like, I will never let a job ever push me to this point ever again, because it was just, I was in so much pain, and like, it was so bad. But even the fact that that is possible, like, it's
Is
insane.
cooked.
It's insane. Like, why do we let this happen? Like, any other job out there, well, not any other job, but most other jobs out there, you would never let this happen to you. Like, why is this the exception? Like, we need to stop glorifying money and start valuing our lives and our health and safety a lot more. Because it also affects
Agreed.
the life, like the health and safety of others too. It's not just about you. It's about people out there who have lives, who have families, who need to get back home. I'm just saying, I could get on a soapbox about it for hours, but
Oh, I'm well aware.
yeah. But that is like kind of when I had my moment of like, you know what? This is shit. If I don't get hired back for something like this, then so be it. I don't ever want to live this life ever again, and I don't even think anyone else should ever have to, you know? So, yeah. There's that. And like, it's hard to navigate how to change the industry in that way, and how to make an actual change that will prevent this from happening, because it feels like such a big task. But
100%.
I mean, like, anything is possible. So I don't know. I have a lot to say about it. I have a lot of people who have a lot to say about it. Lots of research out there is being done about it, and I hope we can do more about it within the next few years.
100%.
Anyway, that's my soapbox. I'll let you talk now if you would like to talk.
I don't really have much that I can add to it, because the two of us, like, the like bigger tours that we have are like the commercial musicals that go around Australia. they're stopping in like five max cities.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if a big commercial musical is touring, it'll do Sydney, Melbourne, maybe Brizzy, maybe Adelaide, maybe Perth. Sometimes they'll just do two. They'll just do Sydney, Melbourne, which is very annoying. And sometimes they'll just do Melbourne. That's even more annoying. Look at you, Beetlejuice. The tours that I've been on, so including this one, including just like one other one, um, the way that I've been touring those two have been like week on, week off sort of sit. So, and like sometimes even 2 weeks between, like for this one and for the other show, I did do it back to back, but it was like I'd go to Sydney for a week, we'd rehearse in Sydney, and then I'd go to Brisbane, or I'd come back from Brisbane and then we'd be in Parramatta for a week. And it's like I'm staying in my own house, but I'm weirdly out. The only ones where I've like actually like stayed in a hotel because of a tour would be this one and like this one, this same one in Brisbane. Um, and then everything else, it's like tour days are like travel days. You're literally just
Mm-hmm.
traveling.
Literally. That is every
And
single one of my
then,
days off is just traveling to the next city.
and but then like the bump in will be the next day, and you're like, great, cool, tech maybe. And then yeah, it's like so much from the experiences that I've had. It's chill for me. I'm just like, great, I'm on the road. That's kind of just happening. I'm crashing on a friend's couch next week. Looking forward to seeing them. Um, like, thank you for letting me live in your house for a week. Um, like that's just gonna be my experience in Melbourne. But yeah, I really don't have enough experience to be able to chat on it and like have this sort of like I haven't had the disastrous experiences yet where I'm able to chat about it on the same level that you have.
Uh,
Um, and I don't I don't really want to have those
no,
experiences if I'm being
I
completely
don't wish
honest.
that upon anyone. So many people out there are like, you need to have that torturous experience yourself before you do
No,
that. I'm like, I
no,
don't wish that upon anyone. Why would I want someone else to suffer when I could be making this industry better as a whole? Like why
yeah,
should we just continue it so other people can experience how bad it is? Like that doesn't make
yeah.
sense to me.
Like sure, there's been some times where my mental health gone down, but like how I'm being physically treated is fine, and they're
Mhm.
two very different things. Like sometimes not feeling a part of a team because I'm just the techie, and so I'm left out in some situations, and that's the disadvantages of being in a smaller team because you just are just the other. Um, and like so, I felt that, and I'm not going to disclose what tour or show. It wasn't really a tour. I don't know why I said tour. Why did I say tour? Whatever show that was on. Um, but it's definitely happened, and I definitely have felt othered in a lot of those. It's like some, not a lot. This is like one or two shows in the past 3 years where I felt really othered. I was able to work with a lot of different teams, and like even after WAPA, I was able to work with a lot of different teams, and I think seeing how other people function and work, it's always best to allow other people to like there's no one right way of doing things, and that should never be the case. It's like there are so many different ways to think and to do things that having two brains on an idea is so much better than just having one because they attack it from a different angle with their different experiences and whatnot. And I think we need more of that.
Yeah, I feel
I
like
hope that
I've hit
made
a
sense.
point. Yeah, it did. I feel like I've hit a point um where like you know what? I've realized I don't have the energy to do everything by myself. And why should I do everything by myself when someone else is willing to do it too? You
Exactly.
know? I'm like, why do I want to why do I want to be stubborn and have it all done when I could hand it off to five people that can all do it together? Like I need to and that's the
Agreed.
big thing about touring too is you need to save your energy. You need to like conserve it as
Delegation.
much as possible. Yeah, delegation. Like people are there to help you use them. Um
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. And also, I mean, I do understand what you mean about the whole like kind of feeling separated. It's very easy to feel that in productions too, especially again touring. When you don't have your own little like social circle or whatever. Like, I mean, I'm kind of off in my own little world a little bit on this tour, but like, I guess like over time in my life, I've come to appreciate not like being alone, but like I find joy in like not always being surrounded by my coworkers, you know? But that is also
Yeah.
because they're the only consistent people that I know half the time.
Oh,
I do also
100%.
love hanging out with them when I have the chance to. I will not hang out with them every single night. Most nights I will not because I have a bedtime and I have things I need to get done and I need that for my
AKA
sanity.
this.
Exactly. I see y'all 60 plus hours a week. Why do I need to see you in all my free time too? I'm sorry. And plus
Yeah.
I'm touring with my partner, so that really helps. Um but
Hi,
I'm
partner.
not, yeah, exactly. She's in the other room. We're doing laundry right now. Um but yeah, anything else you got to say about that before we switch to our next topic?
I don't think so. I think I
There's
think
always more to talk about it. I mean, we'll probably continue this on as an ongoing topic of conversation.
yeah,
But
it'll absolutely get brought up again.
yeah. Our last and final topic of the day, taboos in our industry that shouldn't be taboo. I thought about this one. Ties into the whole knowing your worth thing. I had a few different points to say. I think my first point on here was taking off while on tour. I don't know how this relates to you, Gemma, because you have a lot of like on weeks, off weeks. For me, we consistently work. My tour is pretty a lot more humane than some of these. We have 6 full weeks off. However, we are working 6 day weeks for like
Yeah,
45 of the 52 weeks a year. So it's like basically those 6 weeks off are just taking account for the like Sundays that we don't have, like our 2 day weekend or whatever. Um,
yeah.
we get 24 paid, not paid, unpaid personal days on this one. But something I feel like I rarely ever see people taking off on tour. And these are like tours that have like swing techs too. Like someone paid to basically be taking over for them. And like I mean, like, that's the thing. It's like when you have people trained, I think it's so interesting that people have this mentality of like, no, I need to be here every single day. And I get it if it's like a financial thing, like if you're really trying to pay something off, things like that. But I feel like we need to start prioritizing, I guess, like taking time off and recovering because this shit is hard. It's hard. Anyway, that's that little tangent there. Topic number one
So
of
fair. I
subtopic.
think that's where like you and I kind of like differ because you've got one contract kind of going through. I'm actively on like three. Um,
Mm-hmm.
no,
Yeah.
at the moment, two. I've got two casual jobs that I have outside of theatre, and then I have whatever show. Oh, well, hello, whatever show is going on at the moment, which is also two. So I'm currently employed by like four separate groups of people.
Everywhere.
Um, I am everywhere.
She's booked
No,
him last.
um, kind of. It's like, do I know what I'm doing
Yeah.
beyond me getting back from Melbourne? No. Will the pod find out when I do get something? Yes. Um,
You
because
get something.
my will I end up working probably just like my other two casual jobs for the rest of the year? Probably because I'm exhausted. Because touring two, three things at a time is exhausting. But that's also like me being more of a freelance human being and being on the little bits of everything rather than one big thing. So I do get like the occasional 2 days off, but then sometimes I'm working 7 days a week because that's just how that crumbled.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah. Number two, saying no.
say
I
no.
still struggle. I still
I've had
struggle
to
with
say
this.
no.
Yeah, I've started getting comfortable saying no this past year when working in New York because
Yeah,
like most people have the whole hustle mentality and I get it. Sometimes it's really hard to get work, but when you are working a 90-hour week after a 90-hour week after a 90-hour week, you need to say no eventually. Like you
yes,
will die. Back to circling back to my
yeah,
whole bus and truck thing. You're not gonna you
you're gonna die.
yeah, don't be afraid to say no.
Um, with my thing for saying no, the greatest thing that I find in being able to say no to things is that I'm giving my friends the opportunity to take the job.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I
Yeah.
know, like, I've had to say no to things and I've been like, here, have this person instead. And they end up
Yeah.
taking the job and absolute slaying. So that's the bit that I find, because
Like,
they'll ask me, just like,
yeah.
oh, you can't do it. Do you have anyone that you recommend? And I'm able to go, yes, I love this person, take them. Especially when it's like friends and they're just like, oh, can you do this or whatever? And I'm like, I am not available. Here, have this person. They're
Yeah, a
great.
lot of the times I
Um,
recommend someone else too. It's like
exactly.
it gives
It's
you a
like,
chance to give someone else a job. If you're not wholeheartedly like wanting to do it after you've worked a lot, like give someone else a shot. Some people really really
yeah.
need that.
Like I'm willing to make things work. Like that's always how I'm just like, yeah, I'm down to make like do some days off, whatever. Like I'm willing
Mm.
to make it work, but if I know I can't, here, have this person, here, have this person. And that's what I love about meeting like other stage managers, other techs. I'm able to like add them to my list of people that I can give jobs to later down the line or whatever. Because I'm able to just pull out from that list. I'm just able to look at it and go, oh, who would like fit that vibe? Great, cool, have this person. Great, cool, have this person. And it's great. I find a lot of joy in that.
Yeah, yeah, I love
Being able
giving
to
other people.
celebrating
Yeah,
other people's successes. I think
exactly.
that's another thing. Celebrate your friends'
Yeah,
successes. Don't think of it
yeah.
as a massive competition. We're all taking this race at its own pace. Celebrate your friends. That's what they're there for.
I love giving people
Oh, by the time
opportunities
this
to do
comes
things.
out, by the time this comes out, I'm able to say I know someone that got a massive contract, and I'm really proud of them, and they did such a good job. Um, it's a close friend, but they booked their first national tour, and I'm so stoked for them.
Subtopic number 3, making the industry not the sole focus of life. So fun fact, I don't know why, but for some reason, like this week and like with this tour, for some reason, I've like kind of put myself in the mentality that this is my side hustle. And I keep saying that over and over again, like, ugh, I have job. Like, I don't know if you've seen like the like TikToks about like that one basketball player who like truly does like the one NBA player who like
Oh,
is
yeah,
where
Nikola
it's like
Jokic. You forget that I'm a
exactly.
basketball nerd.
Exactly. The
Okay,
one
we'll
where like
also put
people
on
keep joking
record
about him.
him and his horses. It's him and his horses. Let him have
Exactly.
his horses.
I
Honestly,
know.
I'll put this on record. I'm not the biggest fan of him because he wins everything and does not care. Genuinely, give it to someone else. Anyway, welcome back to theatre. Gemma talks about sport.
Uh
Um,
Yeah, no, that's kind of what I was like thinking. I was like, well, like a little bit of that, like a sprinkle of that, like this is not the sole priority in my life. Like I have a family. I have a whole list of goals of things I want to do. Why are you saying magic?
yes, because it's not theatre is not the sole focus, and I have magic.
I love it.
I didn't
So
even know
yeah,
whether
I
that looked
mean,
good on your camera or not.
I don't know.
It looked okay
Uh
on mine.
Hopefully. We'll see. But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna try to prioritize me a little bit more now that I
Period.
feel like I can. Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Why not? Why not?
Do you want to talk about subtopic number 4?
Which is my notes are
Money.
gone.
It's money.
Money,
Talking about
yes.
money. We should talk
I
about
am
money
really
more.
lucky. We should talk about
Sorry.
money more.
Yeah, that's yeah.
We should. It is knowing how much you should ask for and knowing how much you can get from a company. Because, like, kind of, as someone who's worked in the independent region a lot, there are some times that you know that they can provide how much you expect, and sometimes they won't be able to. And sometimes you gotta like deal with the low ball offer because the fact that they're giving near what you want is enough. Sometimes it's also about like how many hours you're putting in for them because as a stage manager specifically, you're doing a lot of work outside of the hours that you're in rehearsal. Like you're doing all your paperwork and your prompt copy and stuff. And I think sometimes companies can forget how much outside work you're doing. Like
Mhm.
with some of what Maria's doing, you can't really take home with you.
Mhm.
That's the
So it's,
simplest way to put it. You can't really.
I don't I choose not to. I
Yeah,
know a
you
lot of
choose
people
not to.
that like a lot of head of departments that do that. I have my own things to say about that, but also it's like the well,
Yeah,
things are not going to get done if they don't take it home. Hate that.
yeah.
I personally, I'm like, I will never write my track sheets, edit my track sheets, practice anything, think about anything the second I walk out that door because I'm not getting paid to do it. Sorry.
Yeah. I personally, I need to, whenever I'm calling, I like to take my prompt copies home, make them look tidy and make them look neat, and practice the call a few times because gosh no, I can like vaguely do a call the first time I see it, but I've got to actually process it. And personally that takes a little bit more time. We don't have that
Yeah.
time during rehearsals where I'm able to just like sit, headphones, screen, call.
See, that makes
Like
sense. That makes sense. And I
yeah,
think
and
that
like
you should be
but that's like
compensated for that
yeah.
equally, you know, because you're
And
still working outside of work.
yeah. With with the places that I have been, I've been lucky to get like $1,500 Australian dollars a week. That's like roughly what I aim for when I'm asking for a contract. That is that is the median. I'm putting this above my head because it means that you in post you can either put the number there or put the conversion rate for whatever. Um, that
It's about
that's what I try.
what is it, like $938 USD?
978, I think,
Something like that, yeah.
USD. Or
Yeah.
87. I've got there's numbers. There's
Something
numbers.
like that.
Um Something like that per week for me as a freelance independent stage manager. That's what I
Mhm.
try and ask for when I get the option to ask.
Do you want me to talk about how much
What
I
about
make?
you?
I don't know. Oh, what do I
Yeah, go.
make? Yeah, this is my second tour, actually making 1,700 a week. Except my per diem on this one is a little bit bigger. My per diem is 462 per week. Before it was, I think it was like 285 on my last tour. Um, so pretty much after taxes, I make 1,700 a week. Because pretty much that entire per diem is tax money, which in Australian currency, 1,700 is about 2,600, I think.
Yeah,
But yeah,
that
this
makes
is
sense.
big commercial theater. We're talking at like the second, third highest contract tier that there is. So
Nice.
it is that. And at what cost, you may ask?
Mental.
We'll discuss that in a future episode. I'm just kidding. No, this is a
Woo!
great show. I love this
Um,
show so much. Some
yeah.
other shows though, yeah. Um,
We
I'm
gotta
so
we
lucky to
gotta
be on
get
this.
invited onto more podcasts.
We
More
do.
podcasts.
We do. I think that's
That's
all
it.
we have. That's all we have to talk about today. Oh my gosh, this has
That's all
been a
we
fun
have time
episode.
for.
We've been getting on and off soapboxes all day.
So many soapboxes.
So many. It's perfect though.
So
I think
many.
a lot of really important conversations to be had. If you have any
Yeah.
additional conversations you want us to discuss or things you want us to chat about, don't feel too scared to go into the comments. I started that
We're
sentence too
very
confidently.
friendly people.
We are
We're
friendly. We
very
only
friendly
bite
people.
on Tuesdays.
Maria only bites on Tuesday.
I
Gemma
only
does
bite
not
on
bite.
Tuesdays because that's when I load in.
Thank you.
Anyway. All right.
Also, if anybody has any people that want to see on this podcast, because we are
Yeah,
more than happy to have guests. We
we
have, I
will.
know that there are definitely some people that are gonna come on. Some of our TikTok girlies, like, okay, we might as well say it. Ali and Carla are
Ali,
gonna be on here
Carla,
at some point.
they'll be back.
Love the Penguins are gonna be reunited.
Yes.
And Gemma will actually get some paper to make some actual paper penguins. I can show you that I can do
Yes.
it rather than the disgruntled tissue that I've got. Um, Penguins would all be on at one point. We're
I
gonna
might
try
try
and also
to
get
invite some people from my show to come on this. So,
exactly.
exactly. So, who you want to have on there?
Yeah,
Something
let us
musical.
know.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have many other
Well,
people
we'll
that I
see ya.
will.
We're
We'll
gonna
see.
try to,
We'll
yeah, we're
see.
gonna try to regularly post this at, I think, midnight on Sunday Eastern time, which is gonna be fun because I'm actually in Pacific time right now. So that'll mean it'll be ready for your lovely travel day on Monday for those of you who travel on Mondays, or ready for
Mondays.
anybody else in the world to start their week. So if we're not posting, then that's just because I have a job and a life, and
Or
I again
Gemma is unavailable.
that too. So if we're not here, we're not here, and just deal with it. And if we are here, then have some fun on your lovely Monday. Anyway, that's been our lovely little
Whoop whoop.
comm check. A little long, not really.
Okay.
Normally this
Well,
is
I'm gonna sign off with Gemma off
yeah,
comms. And
yeah,
I'm gonna leave.
yeah. Maria off comms, I guess.
Okay, bye gang.
Bye.